I think when it comes to this, the curriculum space for creativity, it's always been on the edges of the school day, on the edges of the timetable, on the edges of the time allocation, and even in terms of priorities. The areas that, even in the pandemic, the areas that were first to disappear were very often when parents were asked to prioritise, the focus went on to literacy and numeracy and making sure the children kept up. And yet what children wanted to engage in was the drawing and the music and the singing and the dancing. So I think that has been a really interesting experience too. When children are asked to choose, what they want to do more of are the things that really engage them, engage their whole person, not just their mathematical or literacy kind of skills. So I think that the experience of creativity in the curriculum has always been to one side. I think it takes irrespective of your subject or irrespective of the timetable that you are working with, as a teacher, if you embody the creative spirit, if you embody some of that creativity, whether you're teaching algebra or alchemy, whether you're, whatever you're teaching, if you're bringing that spirit to it, the children can have a creative experience out of that. Creativity is doing it well, matters for STEM, it matters for sustainability, it matters for languages, it matters in all areas of education. So yeah, it suffers from a curriculum silo. I think the message to teachers is you can be a creative and engaged teacher in everything that you do. And I think you deserve that yourself as a teacher. Because I think it keeps you going, and we know that your children and young people want it. So it's almost like a no-brainer now, especially now that we have such a strong research base on creativity. We're not just going on our hunches. We're not just going on you're a writer, you're a poet, you're an artist, you're a dancer. You're going to believe in creativity, of course you are. We now have really strong research evidence that these kinds of approaches in classrooms make children feel more engaged, and when they are more engaged, they learn better. And we also know that creative classrooms are more inclusive classrooms because they give an opportunity for everybody to have a voice, because your voice is your own. You're not just trying to mimic a standard or centralized curriculum tone of voice. You can have your own, and that's inclusive practice.